All right, recording in progress. Here we go. Okay, so we are going to have a beautiful chat together, and well, we're going to introduce ourselves, and we have met through New Earth Community, and there we had an instant link about conscious conception and Lotus birth, um, and from there on we had a chat. So my name is Sylvia Dijkstra. I'm from the Netherlands. I'm a womb shaman, baarmoeder shaman called in Dutch, and I work with women who've experienced birthing trauma, and I help them to feel safe again within their bodies. And yeah, I would love for you to introduce yourselves, Stefan and Janna.
Mhm. Yeah.
Who starts?
I start.
Cool.
So my name is Janna Sky, and I am originally from Ukraine, and I had quite a lot of immigrations, living in Israel and Canada and Costa Rica, and now in Colombia. So I love to travel. It's one of my passions to explore the world, and I love to surf all over the world. And what I do, what is my dharma, is actually helping mothers to feel juicy, energized, and activated, and be there fully with their children so that they can inspire their children to live life fully by living life fully themselves. And I do that through Ayurveda and yoga, mainly Kundalini yoga, to activate the life force, put the life force into rhythm, and create a healthy rhythm in our life, in our body, and in the life of our child. Because when you have a healthy rhythm, in your daily life, your body is aligned, your mind is aligned, your life is aligned, and your children can just flow effortlessly. And you have the energy to sustain all of that. So it's my great, great passion to share that with women, with mothers, or aspiring mothers, and also become a better partner and a better human being for myself and for this planet. So I also love to DJ and share music, but that's a different topic.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So my name is Stefan Schweitzer. I was born in the land Germany. Like we're kind of neighbors from the old times. I left Germany like 11 years ago and started to be nomadic and lived in also always trying to find more origins. And it was first through natural medicines, and then arriving in Colombia, I got really involved also with the Muisca tribes, like tribes from here who actually don't even really work with medicine because their medicine is singing and dancing and like sharing together, like a deeper wisdom, also what humanity looks like, and learning from elders from here. And also like then going a lot into the indigenous practices of how birth was done in their traditions, and they have songs and they have rituals and like good recommendations also, like we have a partero, because in this tradition the men are the people who help the woman to give the birth. So it's very, very beautiful because that's not what our society in no place is living. So there's just a lot of wisdom, just that as an example. And yeah, we live here in the mountain and try to make a difference.
Beautiful.
There we make a difference by how we live.
Yes.
Yeah, you're doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, you're really doing it. Beautiful. Yeah. And so um, I just turned on the show notes or the captions. So what we are saying is going to be, oh, this is funny. It's it's also recording. It's also writing in Dutch words. Okay, so let's see how it goes. It's distracting for me. I think I've just put it off. That's all right for you. It's really strange what it's
We
doing.
couldn't see it,
No,
so we couldn't see the captions. No.
I'm going to hide them now. Okay,
I think this is fine. Also, people on YouTube could activate their captions if they need to do
that's
it.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, so we're doing a one take, Jake, and what happens happens, and we're going to discuss beautiful topics around conscious parenthood and conscious conception and our view on how we would want to develop as human beings, and if we are the little ones or even the adult ones. And when I first joined the campfire on New Earth community, I talked about my profession, and then immediately had a link with you, Stefan, and because I was also talking about Lotus birth, and you and Janna had a beautiful baby um, who came to Earth on a Lotus birth. And I would love to hear from you how that experience was for you, and how you came about the Lotus birth, why you chose it.
So the lotus birth is when you let the umbilical cord detach naturally from the placenta, right?
Yeah.
Or from the baby.
Yeah.
So we didn't have exactly like we didn't wait until it detached by itself,
Take
but
like
we
3 to 4 days.
yeah, so we waited 2 days for
Yeah.
the umbilical cord to start drying. And then once it's dried up,
Hmm.
we had a fire ceremony and
Oh,
we burnt the umbilical cord between the so that's what my midwife recommended.
yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't really a lotus birth fully. Um, in my experience, like I absolutely believe that all of the nutrients of the placenta should go to the baby, and you wait as long as you can or as long as you want. Um, the experience was a little bit uncomfortable, like sleeping with the placenta and getting proper sleep. Um, so we decided to just wait until it's dried up, that it's no longer feeding the baby with the nutrients. And then like what made me decide to do this is because I also ate the placenta. Like we froze it and I put it in my smoothie. It was the best smoothies of my life. If I could eat them every day, I would. So one, I was nourished with the nutrients of the placenta, and I was breastfeeding. I feel like, she received all the nutrients from that as well.
Then I made a tincture with alcohol, also mezcal alcohol, which is a mother tincture from some
Yeah.
parts of the placenta. And the rest we brought here to Colombia because our daughter was born in Costa Rica and planted it in the territory, also guided by indigenous people, which is a very beautiful practice, to like make a ceremony for the placenta and then plant the life, singing and dancing. Like I was very inspired, or I am inspired from this culture. So this is one part of it, that they are making rituals. And the placenta is here honoring life and the territory where we live, also in the land.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So how many days was it? The whole gathering or the placenta ceremony?
8 days.
8 days. Okay. So
Eight.
yeah, we had like basically a gathering for 8 days, but the idea is to have a whole night where we tell the birth story, and we have the placenta present in the ceremony, and then everybody in the ceremony have a chance to be reborn and use cotton, like natural algodon, which is a plant, cotton plant, to dip in the placenta and then put it into a seashell, and then because most of our placentas gets thrown away to in the hospital or whatever, so
Yeah.
people get to recuperate their placenta and then they get to bury it wherever they want, to have like a connection to the
Spiritually,
earth, like
Wow.
spiritually recuperate their placenta.
Right.
going to your own birth trauma, going back to your own time
Yeah,
when your parents were in conception, when you were still in the womb,
yeah.
thinking about that times and
So it's
clearing that times
so
also.
rewriting your birth story basically, and it
Oh,
gave an opportunity for like 25 people to rewrite their birth story just with the placenta of our daughter. That's the Muisca tradition.
wow.
They have a whole ritual for that.
We
I
talked
have
about Lotus
chills
birth.
on the spine of my back.
We
That is,
talked about Lotus birth. So this is the other part of the story of
yeah.
making Lotus birth really complete,
Yeah,
like also telling the story about
the
what
placenta.
you do with the placentas and how much this was like honored in that times or by that cultures.
Yes.
Mm.
That is so beautiful and so powerful.
Yeah, it's super powerful.
And so the ceremony takes 8 days.
No, it's one full night.
One
So
full
you
night.
start in the night and you
Yeah.
tell the story the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
And then you, in the morning, after you finish the ceremony, you sing songs, you dance. There's a whole, technology from the indigenous Muisca people, like to how it goes. And then the morning, and you don't take anything. Like you just have maybe mambe and ambil, which is their medicines. You drink chicha, which chicha is like the celebration of the family. And then you in the morning you go to the territory where you want to plant your placenta, and then you sing and you dance again, and they just sing and dance a lot for everything.
Yeah.
That's their medicine.
Yeah.
And then the child, knows they belong to the earth, right? Because
Right.
there's this like profound connection. Our daughter, when she was little, like she was just speaking very, like, not fully speaking even yet, and we would come to the placenta and I wouldn't say nothing, and she would come to the stone and she's like, abuela, like grandmother. And I was like, wow, okay. Like I didn't say here's your placenta, this is where, no, nothing. We just came, we took a walk in the mountain, we came, and she's like, abuela. It's like she felt her presence. No,
Wow.
this is very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. And um, i- are there significant features on your daughter being Lotus born that you can notice? Uh,
I
I
definitely
believe
say a lot.
yeah.
I try to keep it short, and then we can also go to some other topics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she definitely like she never really grew up in a city or was like we grow up in between the mountain and the ocean, so
Oh
she
yeah.
was always surrounded by
Nature.
and if education, then Waldorf inspired education in multinational kindergartens, or we are having here where we live in the mountain a small school with seven
But
children,
what
and
does that
they
have to do with the placenta?
hmm?
The placenta
Yeah,
about her health.
that she is just a really healthy child. What
Yeah.
I wanted to say,
Okay.
she's just a very free and
Just
wild
very cool.
spirit, because I think she can also be like in more peace with that relation to the placenta.
Mm.
In the general, like she's a very awakened child. Doesn't have directly anything to do with it, but with a wild birth comes also eventually a wild life, because you have wild parents
Right.
who tell the child be wild. And yes, you can balance over there if you feel confident. We are not in fear of her, so I think she just this empowered also this
Mm.
lifestyle, because I was going through a process working with that placenta and respecting it and holding it in my hands, and understanding the
Yeah.
mother. It's like a motherboard of a computer, just like it's like has so many cellulars, and it's like wow, this nurtured life, So
He was the placenta guy.
brings
I was in bed. I
and
was like, not had nothing to do with it. I just saw. I was like, "What are
lot.
you guys doing? This looks
So
awesome."
lotus birth, natural birth, definitely empowers also the parents to go through their process of
Mhm.
like, yeah, like understanding the placenta and not just being like witnessing something which other people do
Mhm.
whenever they want to do it, because we also eventually, yeah,
Yeah, you touch
we're
this
not,
raw life form.
and
Right.
yeah, it was a very beautiful process to.
I ate it. You took care of it. But what I also want to say with regards to that
Yeah.
is that I mean it goes into many topics like breastfeeding, like living in nature, many things. But one thing for sure, that when you let your child have the placenta feeding her as long as possible, especially after she comes out of the safe space of the womb, the placenta, which is something that she had this connection with her, directly. Like, this gave her life, this grew her into a human, so that connection stays after she comes out of the safe space of the womb into the big, scary, crazy world with wind, with the sun, with the other people. It's
Yeah.
like a big shock,
Right.
but the placenta is still connected. So I feel like that sense of safety, that sense of I'm okay, that like fearlessness, maybe also what Stefan was sharing,
Yeah.
is there. And also like being nurtured as much as possible. Like her immune system
Is
is
strong.
like, she gets sick once in 2 years. Like, I don't know what the last, no, once a year, I'm exaggerating, but once a year.
Right.
I don't think more than that. And if she gets sick, it's like one day and the next day she wakes up and she's fine. And we don't use any medications. We don't use anything. We just use maybe like some essential oil, some herbs, like a tea, for a cold or whatever. But like, really, like once a year she would get sick, usually from another child in the school, because like bacteria and all those things. But she was, the first time she got sick was when she was 9 months old, and that's the first time in her entire like baby life that she had mocos. Usually you have kids like their nose is running the whole time. 9 months, nothing.
Wow.
And then we went to a family gathering where there was like 40 kids, and then she finally got a runny nose. But I mean, it's like you have to be quite yeah. So she's human after all, right?
I
Yeah.
see also, maybe we can also with that go to the um, postpartum recovery, just swap over to the other side, which
Yeah.
also basically influence like a lot. Like in the Muisca tradition, for example, they would not like for sure for even 5 days. We didn't for 5 days give her any electronic light, any like. We were in a room. I had a lot of candles. I was lighting candles, and I took her out for like. So this would hold like the whole time of like taking time inside of still the cave would be like 40 days, that the baby actually doesn't see many other people than just caretakers, friends who come and visit you to bring you something, like who are offering their
Soup.
service, also soup, and we had people coming and just nurturing us, and we can nurture. I could nurture her and we could nurture life, and
Right.
having that time to like not even be connected to the world, that's like the postpartum proposal
The 40-day
from here,
40-day postpartum
like
Right.
birth
recovery.
home and recover for 40 days as a couple
In dark, like in
in
darkness
a
with
cave.
only natural light. Yeah, the 40-day cave.
Right.
It's not extremes. You can also only do 10 or 14 days, but have like a commitment for like a certain time. In the Western life, 40 days, man, nobody would
Right,
able
right,
to do it
right. It's true.
No.
in a sense,
I mean,
right?
yeah, some mothers have to go to work after some
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. But the 40-day recovery is the way I view it is a sacred time for recovering, for bonding, for the mother to land in the body again, and to be nurtured also by the community, by the friends and family and neighbors. And it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village for the new parents to become parents and be nurtured into parents.
Hmm. I mean, this 40 days is like it builds a habit, right? So you build a habit of connection, you build a habit of family, you build a habit of like it's all brand new, right? So you take those 40 days to really create a solid foundation
Yeah.
for your child, for yourself as a family, for yourself as a couple now with a child,
Mhm.
right? There's a lot of things there that like this time is really important also for the woman to fully recover internally. It's like the most important thing I feel that a woman can do in the birth process is to actually take those 40 days to fully recover her organs, because that determines the rest of her life as a woman,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And that affects a lot of things in the future. So
Yeah.
yeah, these times like this 40 days is really important.
Right.
It should be like a mandatory. I mean, there is maternity leave, but I don't know how long that lasts. So hopefully it's 40 days.
Yeah. In here in the Netherlands, it's 3 months.
Oh,
Two
great.
months
Amazing.
prepartum, and then
Hmm.
sorry, 1 month prepartum, and then 2 months postpartum maternity
Oh,
leave.
amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Uh, it's like that everywhere.
Yeah, and I think that is something really necessary also. And what I find interesting here in the Netherlands is that the father has a right to a longer period of maternity of paternity leave, where as when I was born, it was only 2 days for the father to stay at home, and then he had to go back to work. So I think that, in a sense, is also um, systematic in the way families bond, and when where fathers are bonded to their children, and to the sacredness of being a father. Um, I think it's so important that the father is very present in all stages of becoming a parent, and also during birth and postpartum. And I'm very curious also, Stefan, if you would tell a little bit more about the partero role you've experienced.
So, so we have like some kind of a sound issue.
Can you hear us okay?
Like you,
It's there is disturbance in the connection. Yeah,
Okay. Go ahead, since when we talk, we're okay. If you can hear us okay, that's good.
I can hear you,
yeah,
but it's really crackling.
Uh,
for
Yeah,
us it's the same. It's really crackling. It's
yeah.
very weird. Maybe you remind your last thought and we start it one more time and we join, and then you have two parts to join. Should be not too hard to, or you can send us and we can do it.
You want to log in again,
yeah.
I think the
perhaps?
only way it's really crackling. Yeah, maybe we just
Yeah, this
start it.
this is too hard to listen to. Okay, let's quit this one and join in again once more.
Keep the recording and we can edit it later.
And keep your last what you just said
I remember it.
question.
Yeah.
You
Right.
just
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. Now I have to stop.
second. We live in the 26th century. We have phones and everything. We cannot be like our
Normal video.
moment.
So
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording now.